Howdy folks, let's talk about an EDC flashlight from the EDC flashlight company that everyone in the EDC community loves to hate. Olight Arkfeld. During this video I'll add chapter markers so that you can skip around and see links in the description. This is a rectangle light versus a circular light. It has a little bit of a different profile, a little bit like arguing over whether the rounded iPhone corners or the square ones are better from year to year. This is a rectangle flashlight. It has a slightly bubbly top and bottom that jut out just a little bit. So it's rounded on the top and bottom, and on the sides it's flat, but it has these kind of chamfered rounded edges here. So it's pleasant to hold. It's got a good feel in the hand. Don't mind it at all. It has this integrated belt clip. This one has a flashlight and a green laser pointer built in. You can flip between them by just flipping this little knob here. It has a battery level indicator right here. It then has a magnetic recharging port on the back, which fits the Olight magnetic recharging system, which is handy, and I use it for a lot of my flashlights. I really like it. Some people would argue that USB-C or something is more convenient. I find that I have enough Olights with this system now. It's just one of the default chargers I have. I don't have any objections to it. So I've had this flashlight since about September of 2022, and I've carried it a good chunk of the time since. I like this flashlight. I enjoy it. It's comfortable in the pocket. Whenever I slide it in, it fits in such a way that unlike a lot of round flashlights, it doesn't feel as obtrusive, like it's kind of pushing things around in my pocket. It kind of slips in much like a pin or something else, although this one is quite heavy due to being copper. The belt clip is integrated. It does have these two screws here. I have not bothered to remove it at this point. I found it to be completely suitable. It's fine. It's nothing special, but it hasn't bent out, which I do have happen regularly, more often than I'd like to admit on knives. So it's nice that I do have a belt clip here. Then the recharging port is on the back. In order to fit it, they have to have this rear jut out a little bit. I don't mind that at all. It's just fine. Going over the operation of the flashlight, it has a single button on the front. Like many Olight lights, it has a lockout function. If you hold down the button, you'll see it light up and then turn itself off. And now the light is locked out until I hold down the button, and it'll flash a little red LED indicator to show that it's locked out. If I hold down the button again, there it is, it's reactivated. It has 5 different lighting modes. 2 of them take special actions to access. Let's go over those real quick. So to get to the moon mode, which is the 1 lumen mode, you just hold down the power button right from the get-go, and you'll see it turns on. It's lit up right there. It's very dim. Then if you want to go to the turbo mode, while the light is on, you double tap the power button and it will turn up to turbo mode. To access the other modes, you can turn the light on and then hold down the center button and it'll cycle between low, medium, and high, the 3 different modes. This particular light is a cool white, so it's a little more bluish than the neutral whites that you can get on a lot of flashlights these days. Overall, I've really enjoyed this light. It's been a good one so far. The green laser pointer, I don't have a photo of it that I've taken, but that I've been able to get it to show up on camera. But if I point it out the front window of my house, I can see it at night hundreds of feet away on the pavement. It's plenty bright for any EDC type of purposes unless you're purposefully going for kind of the lightsaber effect. Other things about this light. The turbo mode on this light goes up to 1,000 lumens, but like most of Olight's marketing, it's a little deceiving because that only lasts for 4 minutes before it tamps way down on that brightness. The normal high mode is 300 lumens, and they rate it for 126 minutes, couple hours. Perfectly fine. I haven't had any battery life problems. I went through about a month of EDC use carrying this light, and I never recharged it during the month, but I'm also not using it on even high most of the time. And if you're down on low mode, it'll last for 41 hours. So no wonder I didn't have any particular need to recharge it during a lengthy carry session, since mostly I'm using lower medium rather than high. Being that this is the copper variant, it has started to get beat up. You can kind of see that I've got some scuffing up here. It's got some scratches back here. I did wipe it off prior to this video, but like all good copper, it's starting to tarnish around the edges. It's got little scuff marks, those types of things. That's part of the personality of buying copper, brass, bronze objects. So I just accept it, and that's perfectly okay. If 4 lights are lit on the front, it's 75+% battery level, 50 to 75 on the third, 25 to 50 on the second, and the bottom one is 10 to 25%. Below that, it gives you a red indicator to let you know to recharge the thing. That's about it for my thoughts on the Olight Arkfeld. I like this light. Other people have given me suggestions for different models of these more rectangular or squared off lights I should try out. I'm going to try them eventually. I just haven't made it there yet. This one has done a completely great job so far. I'm still using it regularly. As we move into the summer months and I'm doing more outdoorsy stuff, I'll probably be switching over to like a Baton Warrior Mini 2, a Seeker Pro 2 or Pro 3, something like that. Something with a little more oomph in the high mode, since I need that much more often during the summer. But for an EDC light, this thing's great. It's done a good job. With the magnet on the tail here, it can stick to things. That is a nice thing about this magnetic recharging system. I just picked up a little Swiss Tech multi-tool I had sitting off to the side. It's just enough that if it's at a slight angle, it can keep it vertical, but don't count on this holding the light horizontally out from a wall or anything else. It's not quite that powerful. Maybe on their lighter models it would be, but I suspect even on titanium it's not that strong. It's just enough to let you get slightly off angle and still have it stay and stand while you're using it. That goes for all of these with this magnetic charging port. That's about it for this light. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, and if you really like it, consider subscribing. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope all's going well.